How to lose belly fat fast. Advice from a fat loss coach. Today I'm going to be talking through exactly how to drop belly fat fast. I'm Freya, a fat loss coach, and I've coached over 500 women to lose weight without restriction, so I know what I'm talking about. If you're struggling with your fat loss and need a helping hand, hit the inquiry link in the description box below and we will be in touch. I'm going to be sharing 3 tips that you can implement today to start dropping body fat. Step 1 is set yourself a time goal. This is going to help you stop coasting. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to set that goal. Fat loss takes consistency, and consistency means you need to know exactly where you are heading to. If you don't set a goal, you run the risk of becoming complacent and actually going backwards. A fairly standard goal for fat loss is to drop 0.5 kg or 500 grams in a week. So to set yourself a time goal, you should figure out how many kilos you want to lose and essentially double it, and that will give you the weeks that it will take to drop that amount of body fat. So let's say you want to lose 10 kg. If you set yourself on the trend of losing half a kilo per week, that would averagely take you about 20 weeks. Now, when goal setting, it's very easy to tell yourself, I'm going to do it as quickly as possible. And if I'm honest, the best way to lose fat is slow and steady. Slow and steady always wins the race. However, if you are eager for quick results and you know that you're going to stay consistent to it, starting to aim for 1 kilo loss per week would be considered as very, very, very quick progress. Doing it that fast can come with some consequences like a risk of binging, over restriction, but if you set your deficit at 1 kilo per week, let's say you wanted to lose 10 kilos, that should take 10 weeks. And in terms of how to go about setting your calorie figure, you can simply go and find a calorie calculator online and work out how many calories you burn a day. Please note, you are not looking at your BMR, you are not looking at your metabolic rate, you are looking for the figure that shows you your TDEE or your total daily energy expenditure. Take that figure. If you want to lose half a kilo per week, take 500 calories off it. That's your calorie figure for the day. And if you want to lose a kilo off it, take off about 1,000. Step 2 is track your progress efficiently. This should never be overlooked. If you don't track your progress properly, you are literally shooting in the dark and relying too much on guesswork. The most effective way to track your progress properly is by daily scale weigh-ins and weekly progress photos. Now, scale weight should not be the only measure of your progress, and it can be extremely temperamental. You should always remember that scale weight does not go down in a linear fashion, it will bounce up and down. But that is the main reason that you should weigh in every single day. Let's take this for example. You have a 7-day week and you might weigh in only on Saturdays. So your scale weight might have done this. It might have gone down in the week and then bounced up on Wednesday, continued to go down, bounced up on Saturday, and then you might have had a drop on the Sunday. If you only weigh in on this day, you may only catch the high weigh-ins, and actually you might have missed the low weigh-ins that you achieved in the week. At Potentia Coaching, we do not work on averages. We always take the lowest figure because I always say you can never get a false low. You can always get impacted high scale weight figures, but you can never get a false low. So by weighing in every single day, you're going to protect your mindset and you're going to get a more accurate reflection of what your scale weight is actually looking like. Now, because you shouldn't just focus on scale weight, the other progress metric that you should take really seriously is your progress photos and also how your clothes are fitting. When you jump on the scales, you are measuring the weight of every single component of your body. And actually, we're focusing on dropping your body fat percentage, which is usually anywhere between 20 to 30% of the figure you see on your scales. Meaning there's so much other stuff that can impact your scale weight. The biggest indicator of fat loss is, are the inches coming off your waist? Are you leaning out? Are you looking slimmer? Are you feeling slimmer? Are your clothes feeling baggier? As a general rule of thumb, your progress photos should be in the same spot every week, ideally in the same clothes and in as little clothes as possible. So I recommend a bra or a sports bra and a pair of underwear. If you wear leggings, they're going to suck you in certain places and you're not going to see the actual change for quite a while. Do it in the morning before you've had food, before you run the risk of feeling bloated. And do it at the same time each week. Put them side by side. or every month, put them side by side, and I promise you'll be pleasantly surprised by the change. Step number 3 is your plate structure. Your plate structure is everything. The golden phrase throughout fat loss coaching is that you cannot out-train a bad diet. Your results are 80% focused on what you eat. That's why online coaching has an arguably higher return rate for results than in-person coaching. When you go and do your in-person PT, although they have such great benefits, you're focusing on 1 hour of your week, when actually your results come from everything that you do outside of your gym session. So your plate structure is key. And the way I would structure your plate is like this. Half of it wants to be fruit and veg, or very high fiber, low volume foods, things like broccoli, berries, cabbage, very random vegetable choice from me there, peas, all of that good stuff is going to provide a good amount of colour. The key here, no matter if you want slower fat loss or faster fat loss, is you want your body to feel as full up as possible so that you avoid a calorie binge later on in the day. Focusing on half of the plate being super high volume is going to do that for you. My best tactic for those in a calorie deficit and focusing on fat loss is if you have something like rice, bulk it out with a bag of cauliflower rice. It is next to no calories at all, but you're going to double the size of your plate. If you're having spaghetti, bulk it out with courgette spaghetti, so you're not cutting out the carbs, you're just adding to it. Then a quarter of your plate being a nice lean protein source. Chicken or turkey is fantastic. Lean beef mince is also great. You also have things like tuna, salmon. If you don't eat meat, fish is also a great alternative. If you are vegetarian, eggs and egg whites are fantastic. Also things like edamame beans or tofu. Then carbs. You must have carbs on your plate, because if you don't, you are going to feel very, very hungry. Your brain function is going to, and it's just not going to be very good for you. So make sure that a quarter of your plate are carbs. Potato is a really good high volume carbohydrate, same as things like quinoa, rice bulked out with cauliflower rice, but make sure you eat your carbs. And I guess it's very important to note that there are so many different diets online that you can follow from so many different fitness influencers, but they all come back to the same thing, the same as weight loss jabs, the same as going and having weight loss surgery. It is all to reduce your calorie intake. The jabs will reduce your appetite, which means that you will eat less, which means that you are just putting yourself in a calorie deficit. Your gastric sleeve will reduce the size of your stomach, meaning you can't eat as much, meaning you are putting yourself into a calorie deficit. So all these tactics are to achieve one thing. At Potentia, we teach our clients that it is solely about making progress. It is not about striving for perfection. So the things that you can action today from this video is set your realistic target. Are you going to go for a realistic ½ kilo loss per week, or are you going to take it a little bit more aggressive and aim to lose a kilo per week? Set your time scale and do not coast. Go and get your progress tracking scheduled. Get the scales out of the cupboard, put them next to the toilet so that you do not forget to do it every single day, and get taking your photos in the diary, maybe on a Saturday morning when you don't have to be at work. And then when you're doing your next food shop, make sure that it is full of colourful fruit and veg, that you get some lean protein sources in, and that you have a selection of carbs to choose from. I'm Freya. I've coached over 500 women to lose weight without restriction. So if you want to jump on board my team, please hit the link in the description box below. Make sure to like and subscribe this video, and I'll see you in my next one.